I never forget, I was looking in the phone book and I saw all these churches. And then I saw Life Church, and it was bigger than all the other churches, so it stood out. So I convinced my husband, almost, to go.
I was not so bought in because I was like, just because they have great preaching and have this good, we're not going to do this. And so I was hard set that, okay, so what? We'll go to this church, we'll see what it's going to be like, you know.
We were at the door, and we were watching just groves of people. It was just like nation, and then it was nations. It wasn't just, black, white. It was a lot of different ethnic groups coming in, and it was exciting. But the worship, the word, it was like the complete package, and there was so much sincerity in the conversations we were having with people. Just that honest, loving, humble sincerity. Those things drew us. We were well loved into our church.
Yeah. But Pastor John, I can't even recall the message, but he said something that really triggered in me, and that was, if you seriously want God in your life and in the decisions that you make, and he asked, for prayer, if you want prayer, come up front. I was out of the seat, going up front before I even knew it.
I was shocked.
And my heart was, Lord, we need to be where you want us to be.
And immediately I knew we need to go to this church. We need to go to this church because there was a purity and a sincerity that I felt like our family needed that the Life Church had. January 4th, 2004, that was our first Sunday at the Life Church. Brianna had not turned 1. She was still in the arm baby when we first came. By the time I think it was the 8th grade summer, she said she had went down to the altar every year. She said, but this time, Mom, it was something different. Mm-hmm. And when she left the altar, this child was changed in so many different ways. That started in Access at our church. We can say something to her, or I have been saying something to this child for look like forever. 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times. And she said, yeah, Pastor Parker, he talked about this, and he was like, and that really resonated with me. I'm like, for real? For real? I'm like, they said this in Access, and I'm like, I'm glad they did, because I've been saying it, but I think that's the benefit of Access. That's the benefit, you could be saying the same thing, but Access really does partner with you and your values, and even reinforce in some situations things that you've been trying to say, and all of a sudden light bulbs come on that wasn't coming on before. Now she's serving in church. Mm-hmm. Church is important to her. It is center. Matter of fact, she goes to the University of Memphis, and she decided to stay in Memphis because of her church.
And that gives me peace that for her life, that even when she's away from us, she will make good decisions. My confidence is in that.
To see my child worship God and to have a heart for the kingdom, I don't even have the words for what that feels like. Our church is really about changing lives. We say that, but that's not a cliche.
No.
I can tell you conversation after conversation, people I've walked with, our lives included, who were changed radically just by being in our church, just by coming. I think that's the blessing of longevity. Someone did some things so we would want to be here. So then we came in and we were able to play our part, and we were able to see what the vision is and cast vision and give and all those good things. And then we see it happen. We're seeing the fruits of it. But the beauty of that also is that everybody that's coming in now is your time. Your time, it's a time where the people coming in now, they can lock arms, and then they can see what's going to happen the next 10 years. And they'll be like, I remember when. And I love that about our church. Wherever you come in, you get to lock arms, and we get to take the vision to a whole nother level, and they get to see it.
Because of the Life Church family, our life has been richer and fuller, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way.